All right, I'm your co-host, Dream Rider 007.
And I'm Chance the Guy.
Welcome to another episode of Monster Mountain. There we go. All right, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the marketing budget is now underway. So they have completed the Kickstarter. They raised about $305,000, which is they started out with they started the Kickstarter wanting to raise 25,000 and they ended up pulling in 305,000. Whoa. What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty awesome. What is that? So for 12, a little over 12x what they were planning they would get. That's pretty good in my book,
Yeah, that's pretty strong in the middle of a crypto bear market, I must say.
especially in the middle of a bear market. Absolutely.
So they part of the plan is they're going to be Agrode was he's one of the him and Matt are the co-founders of Splinterlands, and they were Agrode was out there shaking hands in a whirlwind tour, making business contacts, and so we're starting to see some of the fruit of the labor here. And they talked about starting to put together some marketing for Splinterlands, and he put out this post earlier today. Splinterlands on national broadcast TV. That's the AMC channel. Uh, what did you think when you first heard that?
So I was curious to see. Oh yeah, they did put it in the Discord in official updates. Okay, so they did. I was kind of blown away because AMC is very mainstream. You know, if you don't know anything about crypto, if you've watched cable programming on TV, then you've probably heard of AMC. I will maybe at least in the United States. I don't know if they have AMC in other countries, but maybe. And I mean, that's cool that we're going to be exposed on there. But what I think is the best part about it is not so much because it's only a 90-second spot, which is pretty good. 90 seconds is, pretty long. But it is that social media campaign that comes along with it that I think is going to go a long way.
Man, I couldn't agree more. This whole 90-second spot during 95 million households, a month long social media campaign to the 200,000 followers, 500K guaranteed online impressions. Uh, and look at this right here, targeted distribution through news outlets such as Bloomberg, Reuters, if you want to, Lou Ruckheiser, CNBC and Associated Press, Wired, and HuffPo. Man, that is some big. There's some heavy weights out there.
Yeah, it is.
And I guess they're doing something with the Google. They bought 106 million impressions. Man, if we get even a fraction of those people interested in this trading card game, man, it's going to be like glory days ahead.
Oh, definitely. And I think I want to say it was Jarvie. It was one of the top comments that I read earlier. Actually had a really good point, and that's that whenever you go to those like crypto sites or you like new projects, you can see like featured on, and then it'll be like Fortune,
Mm-hmm.
CNN, all these places. We can now put that on Splinterlands, like it was featured on AMC, featured on this, featured on this. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Featured on Bloomberg. Ha ha
Yeah.
ha. That's cool. CNBC. I mean, there's a lot of people, watch those channels. They're not necessarily crypto, but there's investors there that are looking for, the next best thing to get into. So we might see a flood of buyers come into the market. Those people have money, bro.
Yeah, they do.
They're looking at these 20-cent cars and they're like, look, man, don't talk to me unless I can throw a mill in there. I mean, they're not fucking around.
Sounds like they should buy a gold foil Prince Julian.
Man, those are the type of people that will, man.
Yeah.
So I hope we get to welcome a whole bunch of those whales into the Splinterlands.
Oh, me too. Me too.
So one of the this is going to be a real short video today, but one of the people that's writing the lore is Chris Roberts and his wife Carrie Allen. Well, Chris Roberts is I don't know much about him, but he's turning. The more I'm finding out, he's a pretty talented writer, and he likes limericks. And so, if anybody that is not out here following Chris Roberts, I highly recommend you give his page a look. And uh, I've enjoyed following his stuff. But he's been posting these limericks, and if you play Splinterlands, man, are really good. So this is the daily. I must get something off my chest, with which I am fairly obsessed. I can't start the day before Splinter play. So crucial is my daily quest.
That's a. I haven't read any of these. This is the first time I'm ever seeing that. That's hilarious.
Is that awesome or what, man?
It's true. It's true though. It's true.
Yeah, he's got a little art to go with it. Okay, here you go. Splinterland Blues. I unfortunately really like this one. I've got the Splinterland Blues. My ego has suffered a bruise. The stiff competition is leaving me wishing that sometimes I'd win and not lose. Oh man, I was like, yeah.
Dang.
And then he goes the obligatory chicken limerick. So, for anyone who doesn't know, the Raging Chicken is turning out to be quite the thing and getting its own fan club and notoriety in the Splinterlands Discord. So, actually.
Sorry, mosquito.
Oh, did you get him?
Sure did.
All right.
I dealt with him just like I deal with those chickens.
Wow. Wow. My chickens are heavily skilled, but somehow they always get killed. But at the after party, we feast rather hearty on poultry that's fried, smoked, and grilled.
What the heck?
Is that freaking awesome or what?
What? I can't believe Sister comes up with these. Like, that's pretty good.
These are just off the cuff, man.
Wow.
Okay. Tournaments are hard. You think that you know how to battle. In tournaments, confidence that'll turn right on its head when you find yourself dead in the first round like fat slaughtered cattle.
Yikes.
Yes, that one is painful.
That's how it goes.
It is, man. Some of those, especially some of those big tournaments, you see 100, 150, $300 in the prize pool. You get knocked out in that first round, your heart sinks.
Feels bad.
Feels bad, dude. Wah! Summoners are expensive. Summoners are quite expensive, but unless you are apprehensive, you should load up today so more cards you can play, because next year's price will be offensive.
Oh yeah, 100%. By this time in 2020, I can't imagine these cards are like because they're already pretty pricey. Like, not if you want a silver deck or anything like that, but even maybe it's silver, depending on what you determine pricey. But if you want a max level deck, these cards are already expensive, and they're just going to get way more expensive.
Yeah, it's only going one way, dude. In my opinion, I think it's.
Yep.
Well, okay. I expect it to kind of stabilize. Actually, I think it's going to be somewhere between $6,000 and $12,000 for a top level deck, and I think it's going to be a little higher than that for a top level gold deck. So.
Oh well, sure, but yeah, maybe yeah, maybe it'll stabilize. But I can see the scarcity. I can see things appreciating.
So, they only had 300,000 packs of the alpha, 900,000 packs of beta. If you're holding on to those cards, man, and it takes so many cards to combine into the higher level ones. There's not very many max level of those even available period. So
Yeah.
a guild is 30 people. Let's say you wanted to put together 30 decks. It would require you to own almost the entire alpha market or a significant chunk of the beta market. This is crazy.
That's actually a good point. That's kind of unheard of. Or you wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I mean it's so there's I see the cars selling more and more. I think it'll stabilize just because they have the ability to introduce more new cards. But I think those
Mhm.
old cards will have collectability. Like they just traded some guy bought a Magic the Gathering Black Lotus or something for like 60,000 euros. So uh, there's definitely a market for collectability.
Oh yeah.
All right, well that's gonna do it for us. I'm Dream Rider 007.
And I'm Chance the Guy.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Monster Mountain.